Hey everybody, it's Kelly, and I am here with my friend Bob. And I really wanted to talk to Bob, and he is all fired up and ready to go because we had an amazing quit smoking session the other day, right, Bob?
Yes, we did.
Tell me about it. How long have you been a smoker, or were you a smoker?
Mm, 55, 60 years.
55, 60 years, and you called me up and you said, I need to quit. I'm having hip replacement surgery, and I need to just stop, and I'm ready to be done.
Correct.
And you called me already believing in the power of hypnosis, which is really, really awesome. So how was your experience?
Well, it was very good in the fact that it worked. The experience itself was the experience. The end result worked, and I haven't had a cigarette since. Uh, there's a certain degree of thinking about it. And when you see on TV and stuff somebody smoking or whatever, it's like the old patterns are still there, but I have no desire to smoke.
That is that is awesome, and that's when hypnosis is absolutely at its best. And people always want to know whether or not hypnosis works. And I always like to tell people hypnosis works when you work the hypnosis. So, like you said, even though that you may have seen images of other people smoking, you've already realized that your mind can have a different meaning attached to that experience now, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's deeper than I think. First of all, that somebody coming into this, there's all kinds of psychological realities before you come into being hypnotized. There's I think one of the main necessities in having it work is that you have belief in it,
Yes.
uh, and allow it and accept it to work. And it's a weird deal. I mean, it I don't even know why. I don't even know why I really don't feel like smoking. I think about it. There's no denying that I think about smoking. There's all these times sitting out, on a cup of coffee in the morning where my tradition for many, many years was to have a couple of cigarettes. It just isn't there. I don't, and it's an interesting it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, and I'm glad you bring that up because one of the things that is addressed in hypnosis is how are things going to be once you give up this habit. So, looking at the mechanics of, if you were used to having a cigarette every morning with your morning cup of coffee, what is that going to look, sound, and feel like now when that thing is no longer there? And taking somebody through the process of practicing and learning how to be without that thing. You had an interesting experience though, because afterwards, after the session, and you came out, you said something to me. You said, you had a really, really deep realization, and I'm wondering if you remember what that
I certainly do
realization.
remember.
Would you like to tell us about that?
Yes, I kind of connected into the fact that yes, a habit that becomes unhealthy is an addiction, and that I had an addiction. But I also came to the realization that it was a form of self punishment, and that I didn't need to do that anymore. And I think that was, as things will come in your head, that was probably the most powerful that did come in. I mean, I've been through a lot of experiences and this and that and the other thing, but at this stage of the game, to have that kind of float into my head, my reality of what have I been doing? I've been not respecting myself. I've been in a sense, it's a form of self punishment.
Well, and that's what I love about hypnosis because, I can take people through a journey but I have no way of determining what kind of insight is going to float up from the subconscious mind. And so I always love hearing about these stories of insight that you get. And you even took it a step further, because after the realization that you had been self-punishing yourself for 55 years, you took it a step further and you made a decision to do what?
Well, I made the decision to stop smoking, and I also made a decision. I got to an understanding of of partially what that smoking was doing to what I was doing with that smoking, or allowing myself to do that smoking, and putting that in my body. Uh, the other thing I think you should mention that I'm very surprised about is that as the pH balance dissipated and all the the different chemicals and stuff that have been going in me, the withdrawal process was not not bad at all. That really surprised me,
Yeah.
uh, and I don't know why it wasn't bad, because you'd think the body is detoxifying and it's been used to something the same way for so long, but it didn't. It didn't really have an effect. That it had some effect, but not much.
Well,
Not worth speaking about it.
yeah, well, and that is awesome. And you know, we have a great big powerful tobacco industry out there who is invested in keeping the belief going that quitting is hard. The tobacco industry does not want people knowing that you can quit, and that it can be and that it can be easy to quit. And I don't say that lightly. I really don't say that lightly, because it's not easy for everyone. But a lot of people have bought into the idea that has been perpetuated by the tobacco industry, that it's hard to quit, that you can't do it. You certainly can't do it by yourself. You need all of these things. So I just love it when somebody like you has had such a powerful experience, because we all know people who have quit just quit without a hypnotist, with a hypnotist. You know, they just wake up in the morning and they just say, you know what, I'm done with this, I'm
I
never
think it's better
smoking
to
again.
just quit and not have a crutch to help you quit.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the thing that I loved the most, when you said, you know what, I realized I've been self-punishing for years, and then you added on to that and you said, you know, I'm not willing to do that any longer. You said that you had now just walked into a place of self-love and self-acceptance, and that's really what it's always about, right?
Well, again, I'm gonna. You said walked into a place of self-love and acceptance. Um, I think I walked into a place of understanding,
Yeah.
and I can't. I'm not gonna, gravitate to the perception of the understanding. The main thing I think for people to understand is that this it works. Uh, I don't know exactly how it works as far as the technical aspects of the mind, with relating to it. But it doesn't really matter because it works, and
Yeah.
it's worked for me in the fact that um, I just read something now. I've got to have an operation on my hip replacement, and I've been reading all this information about it. And if you're smoking, some doctors won't do it. Da, 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 da. And then I read that, I read another aspect of it that says, oh, there's no problem. Just cut down on your smoking, da 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 da. Well, after I read that, I said to myself, oh, gee, I guess it would be okay to smoke. But still, the desire to smoke just isn't there. I look
Mm.
around the yard at the cigarettes from that I'd thrown on the ground and stuff, and I thought, wow, uh, I don't have to bother with that anymore. I don't have to bother with the matches anymore.
Yeah.
Put the lighters away, put the ashtrays away. And then my significant other said to me, I told her that I'd stopped smoking, and And she said, "Wow, that's amazing." And she said, the reason I didn't like to hang around your house too long, and and it's because it always smelled so smoky in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I guess that won't be happening anymore.
So you got an added bonus that I didn't even charge you for,
Uh-oh.
Bob.
What's that? No, I don't know how
Yeah.
much time I want her around, to tell you the truth, but
Well, Bob, thank you so much.
you're welcome.
We wish you all the best in your upcoming hip replacement surgery. We know you're gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing, and I just feel so blessed and honored to have been a part of your journey. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm Kelly. This is Bob. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.